Hey, Marie here, and it's May and it's Skin Cancer Awareness Month. I'm making this short video because just under 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with skin cancer, namely melanoma. Used to be called malignant melanoma, but it's just melanoma now, which is the most dangerous type of skin cancer because once it gets under your skin, it spreads. Um, I'm hoping this video will help you to recognise whether or not you should go to the doctor, because the quicker you seem to, the more chance you have of getting it removed fast and of making a full recovery. So I've made this little graph, A, B, C, D, E of melanoma. Okay, so it's asymmetrical. So if you put a ruler in the middle, it'll be uneven on both sides. The border will be rugged and uneven. No, it won't be a nice, perfect round mole. Probably not. The colour, they have different colours. They may go red, white, black. It'll have a darker tone or a different or larger diameter to your other moles. And evolving, is your mole changing in its appearance? If you've got any concerns about those, go to your doctor straight away. This was my melanoma. I thought it was all right. It first started with a little bit of red coming out of an existing mole, and I didn't go, and I left it and I left it until I noticed some white on it, some black. Looking back, look at it, it's quite obviously wrong, and I should have gone. Well, there are different types of melanoma skin cancer. They don't all look like this, but you know what I mean? It's nothing that spectacular looking, is it? They're also called an ugly duckling, so that they look different to your other moles. Say they look ugly. Look, you can see this is my melanoma again. When it's close up, looking back, I'm thinking to myself, why on earth didn't I go before? Once it was diagnosed, this one had gone under the skin. If it goes, I think, more than 1 millimetre in depth, and that's when it can spread. So I was stupid and I left it too long. Look at it. So if any mole, even a little bit of red coming out of it, or it starts to change at all, go. Because your chances of survival are much greater. You'll also need less surgery. This is the scar after my first round of surgery. This is when they removed it. It hadn't been diagnosed then. They took the whole lot out, and then it was diagnosed as melanoma. And then I needed a second surgery after this, which was a wide excision. I think I was butchered here. I had this done in Germany, and I must say, the second lot was done in England, because I'm British, by the way, and it doesn't look anywhere near this bad, and it was nowhere near as painful. But yeah, so then it was diagnosed, and then I had to have a second surgery, which happened a few weeks later. They take out a big circle of skin around to make sure they've got as many cells out as they can. You may be offered something called a sentinel node biopsy before your second surgery, and then they'll do the biopsy to find out whether the cells have gone into the nearest lymph node or not, and they'll take your excision out at the same time. I didn't have it because it was in a different city, and I'm actually a single parent, and it just wasn't doable. So I just had the second surgery, which probably would have been about 18 months now, and that's my arm now. It looks a bit like corned beef, but you can see it's not that bad. You can't tell so much from the photo, but there is a bit of a dent. You can tell I've had a slice of skin taken away. And some people say, sometimes, what have you done to your arm? Doesn't bother me. And I now go for a checkup every 3 to 4 months. And then after 3 years, so I'm already a year in, it's every 6 months. And so far I'm fine. The prognosis is pretty good. In 5 years, 90% of people have survived melanoma. And then when I think about that, I feel a little bit horrified, because then 10% have died within 10 years. But I would imagine that's when it's quite advanced. So please go. Any worry about a changing mole, an ugly duckling mole, a dodgy looking mole, because it could be melanoma and it's a very aggressive skin cancer and it can kill you. So just go to the doctors rather than sitting at home worrying. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.